Okay, so this time for Far Right Watch, I thought for something different, instead of checking in on our usual mediums of tedium, the usual coin op cunts, one interesting idea might be to tap into the people who might be the up-and-comers.
Would you rather have an all-black national soccer team that wins or an all-white English national team that loses?
Because your Nigel Farages, your Nick Ferraris, they're not going to be around forever, right? And there is this whole other generation coming up. It is a brand new slew of Borg-like identikit cretins just waiting for their time to shine on Stars in Their Eyes, the EDL edition.
Excuse me, do you feel safe in Solihull? Is it a good place to live?
Do you feel safe at night here, or?
So.
Yeah? But the hotel in the end.
Oh,
Is that causing issues for you, or? I presume you work around it.
Little price Lennons. So they are Tesco value Tommies. You may have seen some of them. TikTokers, YouTubers, and so on, who have seen this actually like flourishing market for monetized extremism. So they're not there yet. They're not like household names. They're not being quoted in the Daily Mail, the Express, or guesting on GB News. They haven't had their first prison sentence. But in the interest of transparency, free speech, and of course giving them some of that limelight that they so obviously crave, I've prepared a few for you this afternoon. You should think of it as a sort of trial run, like a sort of talent show where we're trialing these people. We're auditioning them to be the Tommies of tomorrow, aren't we? It's like a, American History X Factor or something. I don't know. It doesn't really work because that's America and this is Britain. But you get the idea. So yes, I prepared a few for you now. Let's take a look. This is the first guy. This guy is called Reece Talking on TikTok.
Mate, I think I've woken up in Pakistan. The NHS says first cousin marriage is linked to stronger extended family support systems.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this first cousins thing. It's being highlighted and promoted by one of these sort of Tory backbenchers. I always find it funny when you get like a sort of a plum gargling Tory banging on about the evils of cousin marriage. They call it, don't they? Because it's always a right winger. It's always a right winger. They'll always be draped in a flag, or they'll talk up Britain or Britishness. They'll be a nationalist, and it's a bit like, I don't give a shit either way if people fancy their cousin, if they go and seek the GPs. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. It's not something I plan on doing, but to each their own, whatever. But if you do, if it bothers you, are you sure you want to step in, state overreach, and stop people marrying their cousins? Are you? Because the royals would be fucked. I'm not saying it's a good idea. There's clearly health implications on the kids that you might then go on to have. But that is not this. This is not that. Tories don't give a shit about kids. The Conservative Party shut down youth centres and Sure Start. They left rack concrete just falling in all of the schools. They jacked your tuition fees and they voted to keep poor kids hungry. They do not give a fuck about kids. They're in a fucks overdraft. That's how few fucks they have to give about the kids.
Mate, I think I've woken up in Pakistan. The NHS says first cousin marriage is linked to stronger extended family support systems and economic advantages. Mate, what's next? Eating your neighbour is a good source of nutrition.
Yeah. Yeah, the old, what next? Joke format. Good one.
What possible economic benefit could there be to fucking your cousin? I'm asking genuinely, please. It should be a crime to produce a child as a result of inbreeding.
I mean, it's difficult to work out exactly what the issue is here. The NHS published a thing last week or a couple of weeks ago showing the risks and trade-offs of having a child with your first cousin partner. Because it does happen. And it can result in neurological problems. It could impact intelligence, mental illness. But, like, are they really upset that some kids might have a hard time? Or that the perhaps cognitively challenged offspring that they might have would still be in front of people like this in the job queue? Like, is that what it is? It's the competition factor. He'd outperform you in the IQ test. That's what they're upset about. Like, if anything, you should be happy. You guys should be happy. You know, because the kids, these guys, they're going to be more impressionable, more susceptible. They're going to be... These kids are going to be your tribe. Anyway, yes, let's move on.
What's next?
Okay, so this is somebody called Miss US Kent, and she's on TikTok as well.
Digital ID. Comply or starve and die.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, nice little rhyme there.
Comply or starve and die.
Do we think she just said that off the cuff there? You know, freestyled it? Or do we think that's pre-written? Like, has she got bars? Has she?
Comply or starve and die.
Why you be wasting your time on TikTok when you've got rhymes, girl? You know, she either came prepared with that rhyme, didn't she? Or maybe she's got a teleprompter, except the teleprompter is just some cousin fucked inbred guy with a flag and a picket sign that says it. And then you got to say the rhyme. You got to say the rhyme, Miss US Kent. His little hand, like, pointing at each one of the words, like, as she's... It's like a karaoke, like, you know the bouncing ball on the karaoke? His little 7-fingered inbred hand pointing at each of the words as she's supposed to spit those bars.
If there was any time that you needed to fight, it is now.
Ugh.
We have got to stop this. You will not be able to work if you do not have a digital ID, Brits card. And if you think this doesn't affect benefits, you're very much mistaken.
Like, I really don't know what the big deal is with this. Like, you already need a national insurance number, right? A national insurance card. You already have to show photographic ID, identification, if you want to register for benefits.
If there was any time that you needed to fight, it is now.
I mean, unless there's something that I'm not aware of with this whole policy, there is no adequate reason, I don't think, for everyone to be, like, publicly soiling themselves over this.
They will quite literally force you out of this system if you don't do as they say. Oh yeah, and obviously that means as well.
Wait, hang on a second. I mean, I was just speaking figuratively about publicly. So, like, is she actually taking a shit here?
Oh yeah, and obviously that means as
I
well.
mean, I know that you're saying, like, now's the time to fight and there's no time to lose. But seriously, you could give yourself 5 minutes. When you gotta go, you gotta go. She's literally, is she in, like, if you're listening to this on Patreon, it looks like she's in some sort of, like, hospital accessible toilet or something.
Oh yeah, and obviously that.
I mean, what's next?
What's next?
Right, like having your ass crack literally spreading this shit itself with its own TikTok account? A talking ass crack with 50,000 followers. Okay, next one is Hannah's World.
Die-hard woke people, bleeding heart liberal lefties, we need to talk. I'm done being polite. I'm done being told to be kind to every sob story.
What do we think, guys? Do we think she was ever being kind? Do we think there's any kind videos on this account?
How to trigger a leftist. Say there's only 2 genders. Not giving a shit about illegal immigrants or foreign criminals. Homelessness. You shout about solidarity 1 minute and then you ignore child abuse, rape, homelessness and broken families on your own streets the next.
Like, I love this idea that the right care about any of those things. It's just... It's... Excuse me. It's just not even in there. Like, has this bitch ever read a copy of the Daily Mail? Has she? Has she ever watched GB News? Has she got any memory whatsoever of the Conservatives overseeing explosive homelessness?
Homelessness.
The golden era of the British tent city? Any of this ringing any bells? And people on the left desperately trying to persuade right-wing newspapers to stop going after fucking single mothers, campaigning to get them more childcare, to give them a break. Give their kids a good start. Any of this? No? Okay. Cool.
and then you ignore child abuse, rape, homelessness, and broken families on your own streets the next.
I mean, seriously, when was the last time that you saw accounts like this? Maybe not necessarily this one, maybe just similar ones to this. When was the last time that you saw one of these sorts of accounts?
How to trigger a leftist.
Now let's talk about this vile, disgusting woman.
Or right-wing political parties, for that matter. Go, do you know what, lads? Do you know what? We've really overdone this racism thing. You know, we've really put that thing right into the ground. We've overdone it, I think. It's saturated now. You know, we need something new. we need racism is so passé. We need something new. How about, for a bit, just for a bit, we look out for those less fortunate. I know, hear me out. We just have to try it, just for a little bit.
Homelessness and broken families on your own streets the next.
Like, when has that ever happened? From a right-wing political party. It's always like, oh, I'm sorry you're having a hard time, but pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Son, make something of yourself. Stop moaning. Stop looking for a handout. It literally never happens on the right. It is always, 99% of the time, it is always lefties who care about this stuff.
I am sick of you making everything about the babies in Gaza whilst you ignore what happens to babies and children in the UK.
Yeah, literally, nobody's ignoring that. Like, you've had 2 national inquiries now. It's been on the front page of the papers just constantly. The aspiring leader of the opposition, Robert Jenrick, has been banging on about it. The party that's polling in the lead never stopped banging on about it. Suella Braverman, Kemi Badenoch, like literally no. You would be hard pushed to find a mainstream politician in a mainstream like political party who hasn't spoken multiple times about like Muslim grooming gangs in the last year. It is very much spoken about. In fact, I can't say this for definite, but I would be really, really surprised if the climate crisis had featured on as many front pages of British newspapers as Muslim grooming gangs. I can almost guarantee that that's how much it's not being ignored.
I am sick of you making everything about the babies in Gaza.
But also, you know, if we're talking about babies in Gaza, babies getting killed in Gaza,
whilst you ignore what happens to babies and children in the UK.
That too cannot be ignored. People don't go free for that in the UK, Hannah. And I would never want to present myself as a qualified lawyer, obviously, or pretend that I am in any position to offer legal advice to anyone. But Hannah, love,
whilst you ignore what happens to babies and children in the UK.
If you kill a child in the United Kingdom, you're going to go to prison. Or even if you don't, you know, kill the kid in Britain, if you only do the things that you're alluding to, that I think you're alluding to, you're still going to go to prison. Somehow you're going to end up in court. Nobody's ignoring this. Nobody's like really getting up. Maybe there was a period of time where people weren't taking it seriously, but now I can promise you no one is ignoring this. And that's all we ever ask for is due process, isn't it?
Whilst you ignore what happens to babies and children.
Stifler's mum here pretending that lefties are the reason there's been such a low conviction rate, when they literally, the political right in Britain, defunded the court system and saw that conviction rate drop to like 1% for this sort of stuff. Like, the gall to now come back around and go like, how come nobody's getting sent to prison? Are you serious? But yes, you know, from now onwards, generally, typically, you know, there will be, I would like to think there would be repercussions for visiting harm on a child in the way that you're alluding to. I mean, apart from anything else, ask some of the EDL lot that we did a video about a couple of weeks ago. You know, ask them what happens in Britain when you do stuff to kids. They'll tell you. They've got some experience in it, Hannah. All right, let's do one more, shall we? Okay, so this guy is called Real Talk. Ashley's Real Talk, and he's got a whopping 166,000 followers on TikTok.
Now, I have to come on this morning to apologise for my post that I did yesterday about the 1 in, 1 out deal, because I actually got it wrong. Because it turns out it isn't one that's been sent back, it's actually 2.
Why has he got an animation?
Honestly, you cannot make
of his own head.
You just know full well
up there.
Labour are going to be all over this and
seriously, why has he got a video game character of himself up the top there? Is this like am I in a shit hack of GTA here? Have I selected this guy as my character? Have I? Can I select a different one? Yeah, because I don't like this one.
So that is what women are putting up with on a daily fucking basis because the government opened the borders and allowed anyone to come in. And it's those kind of behaviours that the government are now going to fucking play on. That this is all to do with their Agenda 30 plan.
Agenda 30. Jesus Christ. Everything's so paranoid, isn't it?
This is all to do with their Agenda 30 plan.
Everything's V for Vendetta style, and, you know, it's all about hidden dark figures behind the scenes.
That there are dark forces out.
Dark forces out.
You know, he's got this video game avatar up there. He's clearly sat there in his gaming chair. Like, do we think that he thinks that he's actually in a video? Like, they all seem to act and behave like they're in a video game, don't they?
How to wake the fuck up and detach from the Matrix. Wake up. The Matrix doesn't unplug you. You rip yourself out.
With their
Agenda 30.
Like, what's the fucking betting that his mum is just there, like, next door? Like, really fed up. You know, banging on the MDF wall. You know, like, could you keep it down with your dark forces, deep state rubbish? I'm trying to watch Strictly. And he's like, for fuck's sake, I'm recording, mum. And she's not having any of it. She's like, no, honestly, like, I heard that Stifler's mum woman blaring out your bass woofer earlier. And then the other girl's arse crack farting out fascism. And he's like, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm going to have to record it all again. Now I've got you shouting about Agenda 30 and, you know, effing and blinded. I mean, what's next?
What's next?
Oh, God, Mum. A house party with a theme of Running Man tearing through the flat while I'm trying to watch my telly.
What's next?
Squid Game going on while I'm trying to listen to the Archers. And he's like, oh, I'm fucking sorry, Mum. I'm fucking sorry. You know, and she's like, honestly, who would have kids? Do you know what, Ashley? Sometimes you really do make me regret fucking my cousin.
Just another video.